Y'all know at our house, Teresa's house, everybody's house in my family, it's not Christmas dinner until there's a squash casserole put on the table. And Sandy, my sister-in-law, and I were talking yesterday. She said, I've got to get somebody a gift. And I said, well, honey, I got the perfect gift. She said, well, tell me, what is it? I said, a subscription to my magazine. It's like $16.99 for a year. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And Sandy said, well, I'm going to order it tomorrow. But think about it now. She'll have something to look forward to. I am proud of this little magazine. I truly am. And when I'm doing fundraisers or trying to help out different groups, we'll put little stories in here. This month I must not have helped anybody because it's nothing there.
That's an actual SIP. So this is all casseroles.
Special
interest.
But the casserole, the squash casserole that I'm going to make today is actually in the magazine. This issue.
It's coming. It's out on the show. It's out on the stands right now.
Display until February. So we're going to make a pimento cheese squash casserole. There's a lot of different ways to cook squash, and I've never cooked it this way until today for y'all. Well, actually, the first time I ever made it, I had made it for the magazine. So, but this will be the first time I've ever made it to share with y'all. So that's what it's going to look like when we get through. So I love the idea of it going into a cast iron. So that's what I'm going to do for us today. So how much squash am I starting with?
10 cups.
10 cups of yellow squash. And Teresa prepped this for us. God bless Teresa. And she does it on a mandolin. And squash is so much better on a mandolin, y'all. So much better. So we're going to put this. Let me see if I can do this without sending it everywhere. All right, so we're going to put our squash, our onions. She got this all so neat. And squash has a lot of water in it, y'all. So I'm just going to start off with like a cup. I may have to put a little bit more. And a teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to turn that on, and we're going to cook it, until it's nice and soft. We don't want to, I don't know, it just depends on how you like yours. I like my squash cooked. Get back in there, you ain't getting away. I like mine cooked soft. But we tell you here in the magazine, our hint there is, not to overcook it, so you can actually see your slices of squash, but you can do it any way you want to, however you like it. But this is going to be delicious, so we're just going to cook this for a few minutes, and then we're going to turn this stuff into squash macaroni and cheese. Pimento cheese, not macaroni and cheese, pimento cheese. Okay, y'all, our squash is ready, but it's very important that you drain this well. And this kind of colander right here, it just doesn't have enough holes in it, to drain it good. So I'll put it in like a strainer, and just mash it and get as much of that water out as I can. Because, I told you from the beginning, squash is just pure water. Okay, our squash is really nice. It's held together enough that you can tell it's squash. All right, so I'm going to add a cup of sour cream. What is that, a half a cup of mayonnaise? I can't remember.
Those are all like 2/3 of a cup of sour cream, 2/3 of a cup of mayonnaise.
Okay, good, thank you. Our salt. Our pimento. just want to make sure. You know what? No, I'm not. I think I saw Teresa doing this.
I did it several times, but they're like squash.
I know. A lot of water. See that? Look at that. A bunch came pouring out. Oh, I have found that in order to really get the juice out of things that contain a lot of water is just with my hands.
Paula, the only thing I didn't put out was some pepper, so
okay.
Would be the only thing you might add.
Okay. I want to stir the egg into that sour cream and mayonnaise because I don't want it to get on that hot squash and turn to scrambled. Okay, there we go. It's safe now. Black pepper, about a half a teaspoon that was, and then like a cup and a half or a cup inside the squash, and then some on top. Ooh, doggies. This looks good. Real good. Now I just sprayed my black skillet, so it's ready. In we go. I love any kind of casserole dish that I can cook in a cast iron skillet. We're gonna bake this for about 25 minutes. It's not gonna take long because remember that squash just came off the stove, so it's good and hot. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is our cracker crumbs. And you'll wanna use a nice buttery cracker. And you'll want to melt your butter. And melt us a little butter. Maybe a fourth of a stick. You can melt that, and then I'm gonna grab our cracker crumbs. And to me, do we have the cracker crumbs in here?
They're right next to your salt.
Oh, they weren't in a bowl.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. Now, to me, in order to get that crust just right on casseroles, I don't put just the cracker crumbs on there and then try to dot it with butter. No, I got to see that everybody gets a little drink. A little drink of butter. Because it really does make a difference. Okay, that takes me a second to melt that butter. Did it call for just one sleeve of?
It's a third. It says a third of a cup, but I know you.
You know, to me, this is just what tops any kind of vegetable casserole. This is what just takes it to the dance. Okay, so we got our nice buttery cracker crumbs. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that around on top. Sometimes I'll wait till the last 5 or 10 minutes of cooking the casserole, and then I'll put the crumbs on it, you know, because I don't want them to get too dark. That's it. That's it, kitties. Pimiento and cheese squash casserole. Yum. Y'all, that's our squash casserole. Our pimento cheese squash casserole. Woo! Ooh, that's a hot oven. Ooh, doesn't that look delicious? You know, Teresa, I like my hot food hot, my cold food cold. And
I know you don't
I got it.
It doesn't matter if you burn the upper.
It's just delicious, y'all. Truly is. Yeah, I wish I didn't use 2 packs of those crackers. I wish I had used all 2 of them now, because that's what takes it to the house. You know, is those buttery crackers. So easy. Y'all make sure y'all try this one and let me know, okay? Love and best dishes. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.